don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you!
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the Cyclion. This is made by the Good Smile Company, and as far as I know, it is their first attempt at a masterpiece-esque scaled figure, and I say that just based around the size of the box. So, for those of you who might be curious, I know I was, the box is measuring in at approximately 8 inches to the top, and it's 2.5 by 5.5. Now if you're like me, you remember packaging is important, and I really like the detail that they've got here. It's very Tron-esque sort of. Side of the box, back of the box, we get lots of product shots. Apparently she's quite maneuverable. Yeah, definitely getting a Tron version, Tron idea here. Type lavender. Top of the box, bottom of the box. Opening up the box. Empty box. Alright, setting the box aside, we get the figure right here. It's just a plastic clamshell. And as you pull it off, things go everywhere. Okay. We also get some, I guess these are directions. Let's do this one step at a time. These directions don't feel very thick. So maybe this won't be horribly difficult to transform. Here are the directions. This looks a lot like some of those, what do you call them, the Gundams I've been building lately. This looks a lot like their directions. So if you've ever seen any of those, you should have a general idea about what I'm looking at here. Not difficult. I do kind of wish I could translate some of that. I wish some of this came in an English version. It would definitely make my life a little bit happier. But anyway, regardless. Okay, so we've got a sword here, which is nicely painted, nicely detailed. Let me get a little bit of light here and zoom in so you all can see it. It's very nicely detailed. Nice little sword. She gets 2 of those. She comes with a holding hand here. She's actually got 2 of those, and I imagine that's for the swords. Why don't we Okay, so these are made out of a flexible plastic. Oh, and the swords do like that, apparently. Okay. So we should be able to move the thumb, yep. And the sword will go in the hand just like that. So we'll show that off. I'll put 2 hands in. And then she has these other hands. There's 2 of them just like this. And they're, I don't know, getting ready to grip, doing the I love you sign, I don't know. She comes with this little clear thing right here, which I imagine is some kind of stand. And the last thing is the figure itself. I'm setting the clamshell aside. We've got plastic around the figure. And yeah, let's see here. Initial impressions. There's die cast in this thing. I can't tell you exactly where. This feels like die cast. The thighs, that's plastic. That's plastic. The chest may be die cast as well. Will she stand? She's got heels. Let's see. Let's see if we can get her to stand right out of the box. Okay, let's zoom in here and take us a slightly better look at the figure. See if we can start with the head sculpt. Now I have to tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of this head sculpt. Just looking at it, I mean, it looks, focus, it looks fine, but it's also kind of, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, kind of crushed, flat, not a whole lot of detail on it. I think they were going for like an anime girl look. If that's the case, you know, okay, that's fine, but it doesn't strike me as really interesting. So this is translucent, this is paint. Obviously there's silver on the face, the blue eyes. This is paint. This thing is well painted. Coming down the figure, we've got a paint line here and a decal right there. This is probably flat plastic, but it could be paint. Got more paint on the arms, the hands. We've got little paint details right here. Hopefully you all can see. Paint details right here, paint details here. Yeah, coming on down the legs, you can see we've got more paint details. Translucent, paint, more translucent, yeah, all the way down to the feet, which have translucent on the bottom. Alright, let's zoom out just a tinch. There she is from the side, and here she is from the back. Now, I do not know for sure if this is exactly how she's supposed to look. I mean, you saw me pull her right out of the box. So, we'll find out. She's measuring in at approximately 6.5 inches high. Shoulder to shoulder, we're looking at about 1.5 inches. Wheels to wheel here, again, I don't know if that's accurate, but that's probably the widest part on her. We're looking at about 2.25 inches. And depth wise, we're probably eyeballing it at about 2 inches or maybe 2.25. Alright, real quick, articulation. The head is on a ball joint. You can see it right there. Maybe you can't, but I can. So you get a little confused dog, actually pretty good confused dog. She can look up. Oh, before you start transforming her, she can look up to about right there, down to about right there. The arms are on this universal joint. Oh wow. She could definitely do some, yay, I just won the Olympics. All the way around. Is there bicep rotation? No, it's right here at the elbow. So you get an elbow rotation. This joint feels really stiff, but it goes all the way up like that. So she gets a good range on that single hinge elbow. The hands here can move around, and they should just pop off, and they do. So I'm going to take this opportunity to try one of the other hands. I'm sure there's an easier way of getting this thing on, but oh crud. There. Alright, so now she's got that more, you know, almost getting ready to Spider-Man it thing going on right there. Let's see. No waist articulation. I mean, no left and no back and forth, no up and down. So her waist is kind of fixed. Probably due to transformation and, oh, the way that works. So I believe this just comes in It snaps on right here. Yeah, so that just snaps on. Hope I got it the right way. Did you all even see that? I'm sorry. This right here fell off, and I just put it back in. It just snaps in. The legs, universal joints, so she can definitely do the full Chinese splits. I'll be amazed if she can't do the American. Yeah, she can do the American splits too, no problem. This joint is a little bit loose, a little bit. It's probably due to the fact it's got the die cast in the leg. Thigh rotation. No. There does not appear to be any thigh rotation whatsoever. You do get a little bit of play here in this joint because of the way it's made. So, I mean, can y'all see that? You can move the joint around a little bit, but it does not look like it's got any type of rotation. The knee comes up to right there, so that gives you an idea. It's past 90, but not by much. It's not double jointed, is it? Nope, that's a solid piece. The feet appear to be a solid unit. I mean, if you look at them, you can see it's just molded straight. This will move back and forth. The toe will come down, but it won't go up, and there's no rocker. So, let's see here. That is this thing's articulation. Tell you what, why don't we do some scale comparisons, and I will transform it for you. And at that point, you know, afterwards we'll go into final thoughts and see what we think about this. I was real excited about it. I'm wondering how it's going to hold up. So before we do transformation, I want to make this comparison, and this is Cyclion with Big Firebird's RC, Nicey. And as you can see, Nicey is taller. She has more girth. This is not to the same level as this. Big Firebird apparently has made a much better product than this one. That's not to take away from this one, but they were roughly the same price. So just be aware what you're getting and how it works. So yeah. Also, something that Nemesis found out is that if you mess with her, you're liable to lose an arm. Damn it! So yeah. Alright, let's do transformation. Okay, so to transform old Cyclion here, it's not difficult. And I have to tell you, I've gone ahead and done so. And I also found out, I was trying to figure out where this clear piece went. It actually goes on her foot, and it helps her stability quite a bit. So there's always that. The designers recognized that she was back heavy, so they fixed that. When you start playing around with something, you start finding interesting things, such as this. Apparently this goes, this is adjustable, so it comes up and down like this. It also comes off, I mean, if you want that look. Also comes off. This is needed for transformation, and it needs to be just like this. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. Now we can open up her chest here, and let me zoom in just a tinge so you can see the detail. They put a lot of molded detail and painted it in that chest area, so I really like that. We're going to bring her head up, and there's a port right here you can see that's going to correspond with a tab right here. This whole thing moves, so I would suggest you do it from the front and bring it down. The goal here is to get her chin as far into this recess as we can get, so that pin will line up with this. And it's not the easiest thing to do, and it's been my experience, in the time or two I've done this, I've had to do it twice, but it will go in and it will stay just like that. Now we'll just get the arms out of the way for the moment. We'll deal with those shortly. The legs. Go ahead and open them up, and right here is a panel. You just want to open up this panel on both sides and bring out this piece right here. Pull your panel, pull your leg, your thigh up, and close it back up, just like that. Okay. Now, what needs to happen is this piece of die cast here needs to come in and clip around on this clip right here. So rotate and just clip it into place, just like that. These legs are going to come back. We'll get to those in a moment. Now, these are magnets right here. So you bring your legs together and the magnets will clip that together and it'll stay put. Bring your legs up here, rotate the high heels, and just bring them down. Rotate the high heels, point your toe, and just bring them down so that they look like that. Okay? Now we bring in, this is important, you have to have this port on the arm sticking out. Bring the arm up and it just kind of rests right here like this. Bring the arm up and it just rests just like that. Then we bring in this piece here, stick it right there. Next we take our sword here, and if you notice there's a little pin right here, it's going to go into this port. So we just stick it in here. You don't have to go too crazy putting it on, just make sure it goes on properly and it looks appropriate. And adjust it as needed. Okay. Now the last thing we have to do is pull these out like that. Just like that. And that makes the handlebars. So it's got the place for the feet and it's got the handlebars. Now let's set this thing down. Lower my camera so that you all, pardon me, can see. Yeah, this thing, it sort of rolls. I mean, the wheels do roll, they just don't want to. So it's measuring in at approximately, let's say 6 1/4. Width-wise, these handlebars are definitely the widest point on it. And just shy of 3 1/2. Height-wise, maybe right here, about 2 inches. This is designed for like Figma figures and things of that nature. And let's see here, do I have any of those around? I might. Hang on. Yeah, tell you what, I've got Black Widow here. So we'll go ahead and, just for purposes of this, we'll pull her gun off. Let's see if she can ride this thing the way it's intended. So a foot would go here, a foot would go here. She would lean down and forward, and she would grab hold of this thing right here, and this one over here. So if she still had a hand, she'd grab hold of that one. So yeah, I mean, it would work. It would definitely work for what you're trying to do here. If you have, you know, these Figma figures, or, you know, whatever she is. She may be just a tinge too big for it. But looking at the photo, you can see that's how it's supposed to go. So again, she may be a bit too big. Yeah, let me do some scale comparison pictures here, and we'll go from there. This is after I give you all a little detailed look at it here. The hands just kind of sitting there do bother me a little bit. I mean, I guess I could take the hands off, but still, I don't really care to. Yeah. This rolls freely. This rolls not as freely, but it does roll. So, alright, now it's time for scale comparison. Final thoughts wise, let's talk about the figure. The playability on this, it's good. She has great articulation. The transformation is very good. It's almost intuitive, and once you do it once, you're fine. You'll never have a problem again with it. I mean, especially with the foot stand, you can do pretty much, you can get her in any pose you pretty much want to. And she has one of those ports so you can put her on a stand and just do whatever you want with her, really. The materials, they feel good. The hands are made of that softer plastic, so you can maneuver them however you wish. The die cast is where it should be. It's appropriate. It helps with the stability of the figure, and it helps just make it feel like a premium product. So does the paint job. The paint job on this thing is astonishing. It is beautiful. The cost, it was a little over $100, and honestly I think it's fine. For that price point, I haven't seen any stress marks, haven't seen any problems. It looks good and it feels good. It's painted well, it's going to present well. I really wish that the face sculpt was a little different, but I can deal with that. If this was my first Transformer, I'd be buying a hell of a lot more. Now I know technically this is not a Transformer. I know this. But I also know that this thing looks like, what is it, a black Arachnia. She kind of reminds me of the one from Beast Machines. And I don't have any Beast Machines, so you'll just have to kind of take my word for it. She's highly posable, she's enjoyable to work with, and the cost is effective and appropriate. The accessories she comes with simply accent the figure, so we can't argue with that either. Yeah, if you get a chance to get this, pick it up. I think you'll be happy with it. Now obviously it's not a genuine Transformer, it's not a character that we know of, but I could easily see this thing repainted into, say, a Nightbird. And I have to tell you, if this company pays any attention to their reviews at all, I would love to have this thing in a black and purple color scheme, you know, like they do some of the repaints. And I think I'd like this thing in, say, a fire engine red or a baby blue, I think, or electric blue. That would just be gorgeous. I think that would work really well. And I'd even buy it if it had like an underwater motif, if they did something that looked like that. This is just a good mold, and I'll buy more of this mold if they make more. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. I really am. Alright, I think that's all of it. Thanks for watching. This is Tom. I'll see you, not you, at the next review.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
So, like, I'm getting extra money because Tom wrote a book, and he wants you all to buy it, and I get, you know, contract money for this. So, the name of the book is The Djinn Chronicles Volume 1 Growth. It's part 1 of a trilogy. It's available on Amazon. Go read it. It's like only $5. Go read it. Buy it. And junk. I'm out of here.